Hello everyone, Professor Biddle here. Today in this video I want to describe to you how to use the Works Cited, create a bibliography or Works Cited page and add citations to a report. So what we have here is we have a report opened. It's called the Spa Service Annual Report. And if I scroll down to page 2, you can see we have a table of contents. I'm just going to scroll down to the next page, and I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit so you can actually see the first paragraph. But we actually have inserted some citations, and you notice that when I click and hover over here, you see the author's last name of Fa and the year 2018. Someone has previously entered a citation here. Now, your Works Cited page or citations are located on your References tab. If you have Office 365, in this research group next to Smart Lookup, you actually have a new button called the Researcher. And what that button will do will open up a Bing search engine for you, which you can type the topics that you want to search for. It'll locate some internet resources for you. You can read through those resources, and if you want to use them, you can go ahead and say insert that resource, and it will automatically create the citation and add it to your resources list, so that when you insert your bibliography or your Works Cited page, it will also be inserted. Unfortunately, on this computer that I'm using now, I currently only have Office 2019, and Researcher isn't part of that product. So let's talk about citations. First of all, before you begin or start adding your citations and doing your research, you have to know what style you want to use. So most commonly, you might use APA 6th edition style. You might use the MLA 7th edition style, which if you notice when I changed to here, notice how my citation got rid of the date. It just gave you the person's last name, and typically then what would you do is put on the pages what page was this based on in this citation. So depending upon if it's an education, it's like an English paper, a psychology paper, you will probably go anywhere from an APA to a Chicago to MLA, versus all the other ones are more worldwide used, not so much the United States. So let's go back to APA 6th edition and say we're just using this for education or psychology, okay? All right, so now that's changing to your style. So now let's go ahead and say we want to add a brand new citation, and we're going to type from scratch. So I'm going to go up here to my index, and I want to add a new citation to the section called sports massages. So I'm going to click here in my sports massage, and it tells you if you hold Control and you click, it will move you to that section. So I just moved down to the page that has sports massage. When you're inserting a citation, place your insertion point at the end of the sentence or paragraph before the period. So notice I placed it after the word well and before the period. All right, I'm going to go ahead and insert a new citation. So I'm going to click Insert Citation, and I'm going to add it. It's an Add a New Source. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to be able to know what type of citation it is. I'm going to go ahead and say it is, see if it's a book, if it's an article in a periodical, if it's a report. This example is going to be a journal article. And I'm going to go ahead and type the author's name, and the author's name in this example is like Neil Patella. And I'm going to put the title of the article, and the article is called Multi-Purpose Therapy multi-purpose massage therapy, excuse me. And the journal's name is Sports Journal, and the year was 2020, and the pages are 42 pages, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And notice that instantly it put in the author's last name, comma, followed by the year. Okay. So now let's go ahead now, and I want to insert a citation that I already have listed in all my sources. So I'm going to go down to, let's say I want to go down to, oh, maybe it's up above. Let's go to Doggy and Me Massage, okay? And again, I'll put it at the end of the first paragraph after the word seller before the period. And here, so I'm just going to go insert a citation, and I pulled this information from Lu Fa. So I'm just going to go ahead and select Lu Fa, and it instantly adds his last name and the year. All right, so we have many citations, and we've cited all our pages. We've added them. So now let's take a look at all the sources that we currently have. So if you click Manage Sources, you can see that we have current lists over here, and we have some other lists over here on the master list. All right, where if you want to take a Lu Fa and you want to add it to the master list, you can go ahead and click Copy to there. That way, it'll be in your master list if you're writing a different article too. All right, so this is where you can, let's say here I need to edit this because I'm not really the author here. You can go ahead and click Edit and change it to a different name. All right, and this is just how to edit, delete, or move the different sources. So that's in your source manager. Okay, so now lastly, you have all your paragraphs cited, you have your resources listed. Now let's go ahead and create a Works Cited page. So I'm going to scroll down to the very last page, and I'm going to make sure I'm on the last page, and I'm going to do my Show Hide button to make sure I'm on this last page right here in this blank cell, and I'll turn it off, my Show Hide. Okay, so now all you need to do is you go to References, you click the drop-down arrow for Bibliography, and depending upon how your instructor tells you to document your resources, some like you to use Bibliography, some like you use the word References, many likes to use Works Cited. So let's just go ahead and use the built-in Works Cited page. Okay, and from this you can see that in this document, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different Works Cited sources. Notice how it is the Works Cited, if it goes beyond more than one line of sentence, it is a hanging indent, so it's automatically formatted correctly. And this is a quick and easy way to do your Works Cited page. So that's using your references, inserting a citation, managing your sources, changing the different style, and then inserting your bibliography or Works Cited page.